You have not been able to be consistent with your goals because subconsciously you are trying to protect yourself. In your mind, you believe that success means to work hard. You think that being exhausted is a badge of honor. It's like you're constantly in a race to the finish line when there's not even a finish line. You believe that if you stop, then everything will collapse. So life is like a dance, you feel me? You gotta go with the flow. So just imagine for a second, right, that you're literally running a race and you cannot stop until you get to the finish line. So you're running and you're running and you're running and you're running, and there is no finish line. Literally, a line does not exist. Imagine how exhausted you would be. Imagine your mental state. Imagine your physical state. Imagine how, oh, actually, y'all saw that movie, A Long Walk? It's like you aimlessly walking. It's taxing. And a lot of people think that that's a badge of honor, but in reality, you're actually in survival mode. You're thinking that if I stop and rest, if I stop and do some self-care, if I stop and, have some fun, then everything I built is gonna end. But guess what? Everything you built has been progressing slowly because you haven't been able to be consistent. You haven't been able to be consistent because you're running yourself to the ground. You have to be able to keep a pace that makes sense. That's the only way to maintain consistency when it comes to your goal. When you understand that this is the lifestyle that you are building and not just, okay, once this is done, I'm done. Once I make $1 million, I'm done. No, once you make $1 million, you're going to want more and more and more. So imagine constantly running, constantly racing is not sustainable. Okay? So what you need to do is establish a pace that works for you. Walk slow. So let's just say right now you're running 3.5 miles per hour. Take it down to 0.5 miles per hour. That way you'll be able to be consistent and you'll actually be able to make progress and get further and further along. Keep in mind there is no finish line, but the goal is to progress, right? Because when you don't have a certain pace, guess what? You're running, and you can't keep track of things. So it's like walking in the forest or walking somewhere. And you're like, wait, didn't I see this area before? Like you're walking in circles. You feel me? As opposed to when you take your time, you're able to see what's going on. You're able to properly track things. You're able to be consistent, keep a pace, take some water, take a rest. Y'all know how the story goes when it's the turtle and the hare, right? That's not just a nice story. That's real life facts. When you are trying to be successful and when you are trying to grow and build in any craft, running and rushing through it is literally the worst thing you can do. If you want to get good at it, if you really want this to be your life. Now, if this is a get quick rich scheme, listen, how many of those have you tried before? How successful has they been? Now, when it comes to building anything, when you think about the artists in the world and the creators in the world and the Thomas Edisons of the world, he didn't just say, oh, let me make this light bulb real quick here. He tried hundreds and thousands of times because he had this idea, he had his vision, and he stuck with it through the trials and the tribulations. You feel me? So the point is, if the consistency is what's blocking you from getting to your goal. You think that you need to work hard. Okay? You think that you need to work hard. And yes, you do need to make progress. Yes, you do need to get things done, but it has to be at a sustainable rate where you can still keep your brain, still take care of yourself. Because if you're not taking care of yourself, how are you going to run a multi-million-dollar business? If you can't even maintain the art of maintaining a clean home and maintaining your hygiene, your health, How are you going to run a multi-million-dollar business? Take a step back, take a scale back, right? Because if you knew for sure that you could not fail, if you knew for sure that this was coming to you, you would slow down. You would be like, I got this. But because you really don't think that you could get it, you like trying to grab it, trying to grab it, trying to grab it, trying to grab it, trying to grab it. And it's always just right outside of your reach. We're not rushing through this no more. Take your time. Slow it down. Keep it cute. Keep moving. Crawl if you have to. That way you don't have to keep stopping and starting and stopping and starting. It is not cute to be exhausted. It is not cute to be burnt out. It is not cute to freaking not self-care. For what? For money that you're going to spend in a couple weeks? For what? Why? Your nervous system is protecting you, right? Your nervous system is like, whoa, to be successful means I have to work constantly, sun up to sundown, and get no self-care, no regulation, and we just on 24/7. I don't want that. So let me do what I gotta do to make sure that we don't gotta do that. And that comes in a form of laziness. It comes in a form of, forgetting about your dreams and goals. It comes in a form of distractions. It comes in a form of poor health. It comes in a form of whatever it gets to get you to, has to do to get you to rest and step back and keep it cool, calm, and collected. That's what it's gonna do, because it doesn't want to be freaking tortured. It doesn't want to be in a constant state of dysregulation. So what you're thinking that you're lazy, you're thinking that something is wrong with you, but in reality, your body, your soul, your nervous system is protecting you because you keep pushing yourself to the limit when you cannot maintain that energy. Stick with an energy that you can maintain and keep going. Schedule and rest. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to nap. And do it without shame. Do it with, I deserve this. Do it. That is a form of self-care. Without self-care, you have nothing. You feel me? So, schedule and fun. Intentional joy. When was the last time I had a real good laugh? When was the last time I just, whether you're with somebody or by yourself, whether you're watching a movie that you love, or you're drawing, or you're doing something that genuinely brings you joy, that's not just a nice thing to do. It's not just nice to have fun. Being fun is important. It's intentional. It teaches your nervous system. We're safe. We're having a good time. We're not constantly in grind mode. We're not constantly working hard. You feel me? So listen, if you don't take nothing else from this message, okay? It's cute to work hard. It's cute to work, right? Keep making progress on your goals. I'm not telling you don't do nothing. I'm telling you be intentional about keeping a pace that you can maintain. Otherwise, you will stress yourself out and you will end up back at the starting point again. Okay? So next we have the weekly check-in, which I'm going to be doing at the end of each message. And this is where we treat every week like it's a new year. So get out your pens and papers and write this down. What we're going to do is think of 4 categories that you want to make progress on for the next year, right? For me, the categories I chose is my health. That includes mental and physical. I chose moving because that is my plan. I chose nervous system regulation. And I chose career. So every week, we're going to be intentionally checking in on those categories to see what progress we're making in a paced, intentional way. Okay? That way we know we're not waiting until months pass and then get into grind mode. No, we're pacing it out week after week. We're not going to wait till 2027 to be like, oh my God, guess what? My goals now. No, we're being intentional about it consistently. Okay, so the point is, for each category that you choose, it could be whatever category of your choice that you want to make progress in. It could be money, housing, whatever. You're going to ask yourself 3 to 5 questions for each area. So a question could be like, have I been consuming the proper vitamins and nutrients this week? Have I been hydrating my body this week? You know, have I been making progress towards this specific project? Questions of that nature, right? And every Sunday, you would check in, you would set a timer for 1 hour, and you would check in with your progress in those areas. Okay? So, boom. We say, all right, well, did I consume some vitamins and nutrients this week? Then you would write down 2 to 3 lines about what progress you made in that area. And you would do that for each question continuously. After each section, you would write a list of simple bite-sized tasks that you will complete for the week to make progress in that area. So that could look something like, I will drink a cup of water before I go to bed at night. I'll be intentional about drinking a cup of water when I wake up in the morning. I'll be intentional about making sure I eat a salad with at least 1 meal this week. Tiny bite-sized progression. Because when you try to take too much on at once, it's hard for you to maintain it. You're changing. Change is not easy. There's literally neural pathways in your brain that are designed to go a different way when you go on autopilot. So when you try to make too many changes at once, big changes at once, it collapses. It cannot maintain it. It does not understand it. It does not comprehend it. Bite size, take your time, baby steps. Okay? So you go 1 by 1 each section. Set the timer for 1 hour. If it goes longer than 1 hour, only focus on what you were able to get done, right? So after you do each section, you actually will write a final note section. And in that final note section, you will copy and paste all the tasks that you created from each section and make it as one long list. Okay, so if you was like, okay, I'm going to drink a cup of water before bed tomorrow or on Tuesdays, whatever, or I'm going to change my bed sheets. Whatever that task is, you're going to put it all together collectively. Okay? And then do at least 2 of those things that is easily accessible that same day. So that if you don't do anything else for the week, you know that you made progress. You know that you move forward. Okay? So the point of this is to check in with yourself weekly, right? We're not waiting to the New Year's to see how we're making progress. We're very intentional about making slow, tiny baby steps towards our goal, okay? If you have any questions about this process, if you need some support or some guidance, I got you. And you got this. This is the year you stop starting over. This is the year that you move forward. This is the year that you pace yourself and take your time and actually get to your goal. I'm proud of you. You got this.